It's your boy, one physical therapist assistant. Oh man, it's Friday. It is Friday. Oh, let me get out of here. Fronting like I ain't working tomorrow. I'm working tomorrow, but I don't know. Friday just got a good vibe when you leave. When you leave work on a Friday, you just got a good vibe. I don't even care if you're working tomorrow, and I got to work tomorrow. Oh man, so I might just drop this video on Saturday morning. Look. I got a couple funny things. Today is a rant. Y'all mind if I rant? You know, I'm always making jokes, but I got a rant. I swear I got a rant. Okay? I swear I got a rant. Hey, yo, look, I got a dude who said today, he got a good saying. He always in a good mood. When you ask him how he's doing, he always responds with, "Oh, I'm doing so good. If I was doing any better, I couldn't stand it." He says that all the time. All the time. If I was doing any better, I couldn't stand it. Really cool guy. Look, today I was going to take a patient to the gym for therapy, right? And I'm wheeling him in his chair to therapy, but he wanted to stop at his nurse's cart to get some Tylenol. He was in some pain. So we get to the cart, and the nurse in question who he has to speak to, he's from another country. I think he's from Africa. So there's a language barrier. There's also some hearing problems. The dude, he speaks English, but speaks with an accent, the nurse. But there's also some lack of hearing with the patient. Patient wears hearing aids, so he can't hear him too good, and he also can't understand him too good. So two factors in this communication issue right here. So I wheels him up to the nurse's station, and the patient says, "I wanted to know if I can get some Tylenol from you." And the nurse proceeds to say, "Well, you're on schedule for Tylenol. It's not as needed, it's not per diem." So the nurse asks him, "So are you in pain?" But the patient took it as, "How are you paying?" So you know what the patient said? He caught an attitude. He was like, "What do you mean, how am I paying? I don't have anything." He said, "My wife took everything." So I was cracking up. That was a funny moment of the day. I try to share little funny moments that I can remember when I get in my car. He was like, "What do you mean, how am I paying? Ma, I don't have anything. My wife took everything." His patient's like in his 80s. He lives in a nursing home. His patient lives in a nursing home, so he ain't got to pay for no Tylenol. It all comes with the room. Oh, he had me dying. He was like really getting mad. He was like, "What do you mean? How am I paying? My wife took everything. I don't have anything." Needless to say, his wife is still out. She's out in the streets. She's living at home, but he just had to come to the nursing home. You know, he couldn't make it. He couldn't cut it at home. Oh man, that was so funny. I learned something from young people today. I learned something from a young CNA. I was walking down the hallway, and she was communicating with a nurse way down the hallway, but she was communicating with her fingers. I've seen this before, might have seen it on TikTok, but I don't understand it. But she explained it to me. Do y'all know what that means? That means clock it, all right? I learned this today, all right? Nurse was way down the hall, and the CNA had a smile on her face. She was like, "Hey," didn't say nothing. She just gave her fingers. Apparently, that's the clock it fingers, okay? Clock it. Now, what does clock it mean? That means clock the T. So apparently, there's rumors and stuff going around the the facility, and these two people in question, the young CNA and the nurse, they know about the gossip, the hot gossip, whatever. I don't know anything about it, but they communicate like that about the gossip. That means clock it. I don't know. Some of y'all might know. I just learned that today. That means clock it. Fingers like that. Let me know if y'all communicate like that. I don't. Oh man. But look, yo, look. I swear, I was going to rant today. I wanted to rant, all right, about this topic. However, I had a patient who actually gave me a good story that relates to this topic. So it's a real thing. I was going to rant about this topic from my own personal experience. I'm still going to. That's what I'm going to do in this video. My own personal experience But I had a patient who gave another relatable experience to this exact topic. All right. Let me tell you about the patient's story first. Okay. Let me tell you about the patient's story first. Working with a guy who was trying to get out of the nursing home, getting ready to go home. He tells me that he ended up in a nursing home because he had a setback in his health. Okay. Health decline, had to come to a nursing home. But he told me he inherited a nice home from his grandparents on 6 acres of land. A nice home on a small farm, 6 acres of land. Okay. Nice place. He lived there. He said he lived there for 78 years in his home. Okay. 78 years. He says he lived in his home. So I imagine he lived there with his parents. I guess his parents inherited and then he inherited it. But he said he loved the home, wishes he was still there, but he couldn't manage it. Remember what I told y'all? Now he's in an apartment. Simplify your life. He had to downsize. But 78 years is a good run. Okay. However, he's talking about our healthcare system. He has complaints about our healthcare system, just like most of the older adults do nowadays. Most of the older adults who thought that the healthcare system was going to be there for them in all manners of sorts because they got Medicare. Okay. Not the case. But he is reminiscing. He's reminiscing with me about a time when the doctor, not a nurse, not a therapist, the doctor used to come to your home. He said he grew up in a small town of Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia. And he can remember the doctor coming to your home in a black suit. I repeat, the doctor would come to your home in a black suit for doctor's visits with the stethoscope around the neck. Come to your home. And you know how much you would have to pay for that doctor visit? All of $13. This is way back. I asked him around what time was this. He said maybe 1940s, 1950s. You would pay $13 for the doc to come visit your home and work with you and, see you. He said he remembered the doctor helping his mother with her kidney stones in the home on a doctor's visit. Kidney stones. He said he'd never forget the visual of the doctor helping his mother get out of a chair and help her to the bed. Kidney stones. She was in a lot of pain. Never forget that. $13 visit. You know what he said? He said we used to pay $13 for the doctor to come to the house. He said $13 now, that's just parking at the doctor's office. He said you got to pay that just for parking nowadays. And there's some truth to that, depending on where you go. Needless to say, he is not a big fan of the cost of our healthcare system. He was ranting because they had his medications mixed up. I think there was like a shift change or a change in the nurse and staff. This is another issue, a change in the nurse and staff. And the previous nurse that he was dealing with for a while is no longer there. And this new nurse is not familiar with his schedule. And his medications they need to be scheduled. He has an ailment that if your medications are off, the times are off, we're having a bad day, okay, as far as this ailment goes. So he's frustrated about that. You know what I'm saying? But this is a problem in our healthcare system, the turnover, which is a part of my rant. All right? So I gave you his story. His story was, he remembers $13 doctor visits, doctors coming to the house to care for you. Really appreciative of the former healthcare system. Now we fast forward today. Now $13, yes. Back in the 1950s and 1940s, yes. That's cheap to us now. However, comparable to what we have to pay now for doctor's visits, I'm sorry. Let's just say the rate of inflation did not increase at a reasonable rate from $13 doctor visits. All right. Now my rant. Can I rant? Is that okay if I get a little frustrated and rant? I'm a healthcare worker in the healthcare system in the United States of America, right? I am a healthcare worker. I've been in the healthcare system been working in the healthcare system for over 15 years. So in 15 years, I've been a part of the healthcare system, okay? I watched our healthcare system decline slowly, and then recently we had a rapid decline. When I say rapid decline. I'm still in the healthcare system. I still work in it, and we've had a rapid decline. I, myself, in seeing this, I want you to try another healthcare system. Let me sum up healthcare in the Corporation of America, all right? The Corporation of America. Corporation of America, create health problems, treat health problem symptoms, treat health problem symptoms. Now, I'm going to give you my personal reasons on why I want to try a different healthcare system, okay? Now, let's just take, for example, my man's memory of a doctor paying a doctor $13 for a house visit. Let me give you a personal experience with a doctor. When I moved to Delaware, I found a really cool doctor. We hit it off. We were very relatable. He was cool. Had him for a few years. And then maybe after 10 years, my doctor and another doctor in his practice, I might have told this story before. They sent out letters, emails to all of their patients. Now, I'm a patient. I'm young. I'm younger. Maybe in my, I want to say maybe in my late 20s. Okay? Send out a notice and email to all of their patients in the area. Small town in Delaware. We want to meet with you. We're inviting you. Doctor, we're inviting you to an event at the Harrington Casino in one of their banquet halls, one of their event halls. We're inviting you to an event. There'll be appetizers, there'll be hors d'oeuvres, there'll be drinks. Yes, doctors. Stay with me. Maybe some of you have experienced this. Doctors inviting all of their patients in the area to an event. They're going to serve y'all hors d'oeuvres. We have a presentation for you, okay? Some of y'all might know where I'm going with this. We have a presentation for you. This happened maybe, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 years ago. We have a presentation for you. So me, I'm young, and this is my doctor, and there's some refreshments. I'm like, let me go check it out. At the time, I didn't go to this doctor very much. Once in a while, because I'm in my late 20s, I didn't have no health problems, Give me a checkup, stop, see me. I think I might have hurt my wrist one time. I needed something for pain. So I go to this event, and they buttering us up. It's a big event, big hall. I'm young, and I'm like one of the only young people there. The majority of the crowd is old folks, okay? Like old folks. I'm in Delaware, retirement state. So the majority of the crowd is old folks, right? And I'm young, I'm sitting back relaxing, enjoying some hors d'oeuvres. I think there was some shrimp cocktail. There was some like sparkling cider. They had a lot of little refreshments. It was nice. So I'm sitting at a table with a few old folks and I'm waiting for the presentation. And the doctors come in, my doctor being one of them, and they start this slide presentation, talk about the healthcare system and the direction and where they want to go with their practice. So I'm listening, and he talks about how they're making this new change. They use an abbreviation that I cannot remember the abbreviation they use, but they want to go in this direction. And this direction supposed to mean more access to your doctor, more personalized visits, more one-on-one time with your doctor, better patient-centered care, right? It's supposed to be wonderful. This is the direction that my doctor wants to go in. And the doctor who works in his practice, I think it might have been 2 other doctors, but they're all up there presenting this. And then they proceed to tell the crowd that they need an extra $2,000 to $3,000 a year from you on top of your insurance. On top of your insurance that you're paying out of your pocket from your job or wherever, or your Medicare. On top of that, and your co-pays to see them, and whatever else doctor's bills you're already getting from them, they need an extra $2,000 to $3,000 a year out of pocket from you, from me, from everybody in that room to continue to have them have the privilege of having them as doctors. Anybody experienced anything like that? Let me know in the comments. You experienced anything like that from your doctor? Did you go through this? I think a few people few doctors' practices were doing something like this. Yes, an extra $2,000 to $3,000 on top of what you're already paying, on top of any co-payment pays, any doctor's bills that you get, any checkup bills you get when you come see them. And what you're going to get for that extra $2,000 to $3,000 a year, you'll get personalized visits. We'll do house calls. You can call us anytime if you're having a major problem. You know, your care is going to get better. I was up in there. you know what I was doing? I was clocking the room. I was paying attention to the response, and it was not good. All those old peoples, they wanted to break out the pitchforks. They talking about, we can't afford this. I'm only getting Social Security. I can't afford to pay an extra on top of I can't do it. Now, the old people are mad because they are at the stage of life where they need health care the most. They're at the stage of life where the health problems are increasing because they're getting older. Me, I'm in my late 20s. I could care less. I didn't use this doctor. Like, we were cool, but I might have seen him once a year. And those once a year visits, we were cool. We would shoot the breeze, talk about family. He might have been a few years older than me. I was in my late 20s. He might have been in his mid 30s, right? And we would shoot the breeze. I would tell him what's wrong. You know, if I needed something, he would hook me up, give me some advice. Really cool. But I'm not about to pay him an extra $2,000 to $3,000 a year when I'm only seeing you once a year. But I didn't want to lose him. He was cool. So I'm like, dag, bro. And in that event, I'm like saying to myself, dag, man, it was nice knowing you, bro. You was really cool. But the older people who have had this doctor for years and years, they were not very happy, okay? And I understand now. I didn't understand then. I understand now why they were so frustrated. I think back then, I was just getting started in the healthcare space, all right? So I understand. That's one of the reasons I want to try a different healthcare system, okay? Because of the direction that's going. Let's move on. When I left that doctor, I had to find a new doctor. And finding a new doctor in the state of Delaware, I know I shout out Delaware, and I say it's a good retirement state. However, finding a good doctor in Delaware, a good dentist, a good dermatologist, don't even get me started on dermatologists. Finding a good family physician, family practitioner is tough in the state of Delaware. It's getting better because more and more people are moving to Delaware, which means more businesses, more healthcare facilities are opening in Delaware. So I will say that. And I work at a few of the new facilities. But finding a good family doctor in Delaware is challenging. It is challenging. So if you're thinking about retiring in Delaware, keep that in mind. Do your research. You might not want to lose your doctor that you have. So I went to find a new doctor. And I actually didn't find one. After that doctor, maybe 8 years ago, I didn't find a new doctor. You know what I found? A nurse practitioner. Yep. A practice that had a doctor, had no available spaces to see this doctor. However, they had a nurse practitioner that was taking on patients. All right? Stay with me on this story. Nurse practitioner. I ain't got nothing against nurse practitioners. They're actually wonderful. I know a lot of good nurse practitioners that do more than doctors. I see them in the nursing homes, okay? The nurse practitioner was working under a doctor of this practice that I signed up with. I'm like, okay, I got to have somebody. So signed up with her, made an appointment to, get checked out. She was cool. Never forget her. She was cool. A little younger than me. This was maybe in my late 30s. You know, you're starting to get a little old when your healthcare workers are starting to become younger than you. I never experienced healthcare workers starting to become younger than me until this nurse practitioner. She's a little younger than me. Very nice young woman. Never forget her. The reason why I say never forget her, because I don't have her anymore. She was cool. I had maybe 2 checkups with her. 2 checkups to just get some work done, to just get some things worked on, just get some blood work and everything. We was all right. After the second time I saw her, I get a notice, maybe a few months later, get a notice in the mail. Sorry to inform you, this particular nurse practitioner has left the practice. All right. Okay. I have never experienced this. Any of y'all ever experienced just like having a doctor or a nurse practitioner or somebody and they just leave the practice and it's just like, oh, sorry guys. Never experienced this, but I know why I'm experiencing this, and I'm gonna get to that. Sorry if I'm rambling on this rant, okay? I'm ranting about our healthcare system. So I was like, oh, okay, she's gone. But I wanted to stay with the practice because it was close to me. So I called them, I said, is there anybody else available? They're like, well, you know, we're working on getting another nurse practitioner. So bear with us if you want to stay. If you want to go somewhere else, we understand. If you want to stay, bear with us. I still didn't go to the doctor a lot. Late 30s. I'm still, relatively healthy young man. I didn't use the doctor a lot. I just needed my checkups and everything, blood work done. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me know when you find somebody. Let me know when you find somebody. They found another one after a few months. This young lady was even younger than the first one. So now this young lady was like in her early 20s. And now I'm really starting to feel old. But now I'm pushing 40. But anyway, she was cool as well. Young girl, really cool. I saw her maybe twice. Got all the work I wanted done. Made any recommendations I needed. She was all right. It's all I need you for, as a doctor. Nothing's majorly wrong with me yet, So that's all I needed you for. Just give me a good checkup, run some blood work, read my numbers off. That's all I need. I think I might have had some back pain one time. I just got a x-ray just to get something checked out, see what's going on. No biggie. She was cool too. Lo and behold, not even a year, another notice. Sorry to inform you, this young lady has left the practice. Okay. All right. Okay. What do we do here? So, needless to say, I'm 45 right now. I don't know if I've ever told you, I'm 45 years old. So since my late 30s, early 40s, I have really not belonged to any kind of doctor or new nurse practitioner since this young lady left. Yeah, I know. Healthcare worker doesn't even have a doctor. This is one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of our healthcare system. Okay? So this was another issue. The turnover in healthcare right now. I don't know if y'all know this, but the younger generation, and I got no problem with it, they not big fans of staying at a place very long if they work. Not when there's more and better opportunities out there. And guess what? I'm a prime example of that. Let me tell you the mindset of healthcare workers right now. The mindset of healthcare workers is not necessarily stay with a place that you're comfortable at. No, not with inflation and not with all the rising costs. The idea or the thought process in healthcare workers right now is let's go make the most money at a place. That's the idea. That's the thinking behind the healthcare worker right now. Let's go make the most money because everything is so freaking expensive. So can you blame them? Can you blame those nurse practitioners for leaving and finding something better? No, I can't blame them. I understand because I'm a healthcare worker and I do the same thing. This is another reason why I'm not a big fan of our healthcare system right now. I watched it deteriorate. Let me tell you how I experience it. I'm a therapist, and now y'all know that I'm a therapist that bounces in and out of different places. That's why I get all these stories I tell y'all. However, I do get patients that like me on day one. Or I might see them 2 days in a row, and then I will disappear. And some of my coworkers, and this makes me feel good, but I feel bad. Some of my coworkers will say, "Oh, Miss Johnson, all she could do was talk about Ivan. Where's Ivan at? I had him and he just left." It's because you know why I left? I left to go make more money. I'll come to a place, meet a person, we'll hit it off. Happened the other day. I had a lady, and we was laughing and joking while doing therapy, doing some exercises. And I think part of it was because I'm the only male therapist in the group. She usually works with females. Female group, she usually works with females. So to get me was a breath of fresh air, you know? And we was laughing and joking. And as soon as our session was over, first session, as soon as our session was over, she was like, "Oh, am I gonna have you from now on?" And I'm like, "Well, ma'am, I'm sorry, but that's not how I roll. I dip out, I go to different places because I make more money doing it that way. So I'm sorry, you won't see me. You'll see me from time to time, but you won't see me consistently." And that sums up our healthcare system. I'm a part of that. You feel what I'm saying? It happened to me with my doctor and nurse practitioners, and I actually do it to other patients. It's unfortunate and I feel bad, but that's the way it is right now. This is another reason why I want to try another healthcare system. I hope I'm painting a picture for y'all. I mean, if you out there and you older and you got a doctor that you had for years, shout out to you. Shout out to you. That is rare. Okay? That is rare. And if you like our healthcare system, there's nothing, no problem with that. If you got something that you like, that's also good too. However, I've seen it change. Being a part of it, I've seen it change. I'm sorry, y'all. I need some chapstick because my lips are chapped. Yo, any of y'all pay attention to driving patterns? I pay attention to driving patterns, and it's Friday. It's about 2:33. Friday driving patterns, you have to be careful. People drive crazy on Fridays. You ever notice that? They just got paid. It's Friday. They want to hurry to get where they going at. So you know what I do on Fridays? Slow lane only. Slow lane only. I get in the slow lane and I cruise. You can go ahead and you can fly. Go do your thing. I'm taking my time. It's another part of getting older. So yes, y'all, that's another reason. The turnover in our healthcare system is crazy. I know that because I've experienced it with my doctors, and I also am a part of it as a therapist. Sorry, that's just the way it is. Okay? This is another reason why I want to try another healthcare system. I'm not done. I'm not finished, all right? Another reason, y'all. As you get older, y'all know I work in a nursing home. Y'all know I see all kinds of things. I see some things that I can't speak on yet. Stay tuned. I see some things that I can't speak on yet. However, there are things that I can speak on when I see in the nursing homes, things that I notice in the nursing home. You know, I said this in another video, but I'm gonna give you a reminder. A person who goes in a nursing home, you know how much money their Medicare is being charged? Probably anywhere between $400 to $500 a day. $400 to $500 a day. Come on, man. Come on. Do you know how much livable space the government says that you are supposed to give a resident in a nursing home? The amount of livable space, the bare minimum livable space you're supposed to give a resident in a nursing home, okay? I'm 6 feet tall. I am 6 feet tall. The amount of livable space that a business, a facility is supposed to give you in a nursing home is 8 feet by 10 feet. So again, the amount of livable space that's required by law that you have to give a patient, a resident, is 8 feet wide by 10 feet long. That's it. That's all you need. Think about that. Like you can picture that in your head. It's all they need to give you. Now I don't know about jail. Haven't been in a jail cell in a long, long time. Not since I was becoming a product of my environment in the city of Baltimore. But I don't even remember that being that small. 8 feet by 10 feet. 8 feet by 10 feet. $500 a day. That's our healthcare system. That's a product of our system. I don't know, y'all. I want to try something different. That's all I'm saying. I want to try something different. I will find something different. I swear I will. Especially as I get older, when the health problems start to mount, start to come up. You feel what I'm saying? No. What type of system do I want to try? I don't know. I'm doing research right now. Maybe a system that focuses more on preventative care. Maybe a system that focuses more on natural healing. Maybe a system that, doesn't treat symptoms. Maybe a system that, doesn't push certain pharmaceuticals products because of contracts with them. Maybe a system that, promotes wellness. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe a system that ranks higher than ours. Ooh, that's a good one. There are a lot of systems, healthcare systems out there that rank higher than ours. Maybe a system that's more cost effective. You notice I didn't say cheap. I don't use that word cheap. I don't say that. I'm not a big fan of cheap. Cost effective. I like that. I got that term from a patient. Cost effective. If I pay a cost for something, I want it to be effective. $500 a day in an 8x10 is not cost effective. Medications that are vital to your health that cost $500 a pill are not cost effective. It's not cost effective, right? So I'm sure there are systems out there that are cost effective. I'm doing my research and I'm going through them. And I like what I see. A healthcare system that doesn't have as high a turnover ratio as ours has now grown into because of the cost of things. That might be an option. So let me know your thoughts, y'all. Y'all satisfied with the healthcare system? If you are, great. I am. That's good. I meet patients who are. I meet patients who have doctors that they love. I meet patients who, sing praises for certain facilities that I work in. I think that's wonderful. However, I'm on the inside. I'm on the inside. And I'm just sharing my thoughts. So, little rant, y'all. If y'all not feeling the rant, let me know. I think it's important that you learn stuff from people who are in these, I don't know, you want to call them corporations, I guess you can call it that. I hope this is a big corporation. So anyway, y'all, let me know your thoughts. Are you interested in trying a different system, or are you happy with the system we have? What are your gripes? What are your concerns? And there's, like I said, there's a lot of good things about our system. And my always with my videos, you know what I hope accomplish with these videos when I'm all said and done? I'm hoping that this thing gets better. Okay? I'm hoping that this system gets better, the healthcare system. Are those some high hopes? Yes. Those are some high hopes. Okay? But I'm hoping there's somebody out there that can contribute to it getting better. Contribute to it getting better. Make some decisions, have some ideas to help it get better, because I'm getting older, I might, need some good services when I'm older, when the robots are the healthcare workers, I don't know, man. These are just my thoughts, y'all. These are just my thoughts. So, y'all, shout out to you for coming through. I appreciate you for listening to me rant about our healthcare system. I appreciate you listening to the stories. I really do. I thank you. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I wish y'all all well. I wish you well. Please remember to help people whenever you get a chance. Help the older generation, man. They are vital. They are vital. Help them out whenever you get a chance. Be safe. Enjoy your weekend. And I will holler at y'all in the next video.